I don't know. But this isn't about me. I'm over here talking about my shit. Like, so do you still actively do your eyelash business? And if so, talk to me about it. I know I've asked you before, but what is it that you like do? Like, and how do you do what you do?
So I do still have my esthetician business. That's really where I would say I struggled with the whole pricing your own services the most. That was my first struggle because there is so many esthetician businesses and independent techs in Nashville. So it's like you're competing with a lot of people. So when I started in 2018, Extend Your Beauty, which I'm changing the name because I feel like that's also overdone. But when I first started it, I took my training course, ordered all my supplies. And then from there was pretty much just practicing on friends, practicing on coworkers. My first client was my coworker. I had used her because I got certified online. So with that, they did like a training video, told you the knowledge behind it. And then they did a test, a before and after picture is what you had to send in to them. Then they will send you your certification. Hold on, I'm thirsty, sorry.
All right. Stay hydrated. Let the record stand that it's a esthetician business and not an eyelash business.
Yeah. Because it's much more. I have more services. Hold
on. That's good. Talk about it. You know what I mean?
My jaw wrench got stuck in my throat for a second. So, what was the same? Yeah, so I was practicing. Oh no, I was doing the training. So pretty much I was originally self-taught because with the online training, it told me the basics of it, not to apply it to the actual lid, the extensions, you apply as close to the lid as you can, all the basics. But when it comes to technique and, teaching little tips and tricks, that was all self-taught from research on my own or just figuring out as I went. Even like the supplies, like even the course, it didn't recommend what supplies to buy or anything like that. So it was all trial and error in the beginning. Of course, there was bumps in the road with learning, what glue to use, what temperature to use the glue in for the best retention, because retention is everything with lashes. That's how long they stay on. So of course, people are paying 80, 100, 115, 200. They want it to stay on as long as possible, not just a couple days or a week. So I did have some struggles with that. Kept experimenting with different stuff. I ended up doing the esthetician business because whenever I was in college for media management, I realized, this is cool, but it's not something that I want to do for a living. And at the time I was getting my lashes done at a company in Murfreesboro, and I was just like, I could do this. It doesn't seem that hard. I know it's good money. So that's how I got into it. But once I got certified, you still have to get licensed. So I was looking into esthetician schools. They're actually extremely expensive. It's like going to a university for some of them. Like, and just for a 6 to 8 month course, they charge $11,000.
What?
To GCI, they charge $13,000. To go to some academy, $20,000. Like, yes, it's expensive.
So this ain't like the Paul Mitchell in the mall type shit.
No. Even to go, Paul Mitchell, they have esthetician program. I can't think of how much it is right now, though. I think it's like 10, 11. But yeah, it's expensive.
What? And I did not notice.
Even you're certified and you took the course, the education behind it and all that, as far as, doing lashes specifically, you can't work anywhere doing lashes if you don't have your license.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just did not know this. You know what's crazy? I feel like you operate your eyelash business, how I operate my notary business. It's there if I know I can make some money like this.
Esthetician business.
My bad. Esthetician business. You operate your esthetician business like how I operate my notary business. Like, it is there. I know I can make some money off of this.
Yeah.
But it's not like my main business.
And whenever I started it, that was the plan for it to be my main thing. But honestly, as I've been doing lashes only for 2 years, I think three years now. Cause I started in 2018. Almost 3, right? So yeah, doing that for that long, it's like, it gets tedious. There's so many like factors that go into, like I said, the retention of the lashes. So if someone I had to learn throughout the years that not everybody is a good candidate for eyelash extensions. Even though
you won't trust it, right?
Huh?
Like, cause you won't like trust like something being poked on your eye.
Even though I had to learn, even though you want to build your clientele, you want to make that money, you can't say yes to everybody, because people who pick at their lashes a lot when they're stressed, people who have watery eyes naturally, people who are in the pool 24/7. It's just like, there's factors like that that's going to make the set not last. And you can explain that to them, but they think you're this trained professional. You're the one providing the service. You should be able to ensure that something's lasting, especially. So it's like I had to learn that you have to ask those questions, what's your lifestyle? Because when you go to an actual lash business like Amazing Lashes, they give you an intake form asking questions like that. And that's really for any esthetician service, facials, body sculpting, chemical pills, like, microneedling, all that stuff. They give you an intake form to see laser hair removal. Even if you're a certain complexion, you're not a good candidate for laser hair removal. So it's like, there's so many factors that goes into the services in the field that I'm doing. I kind of got, I don't want to say overdoing lashes, but it's just like that became not so much of a passion. And I even would like
to like a task.
Yeah, it became more of a task, because it was just like, it could be stressful. And again, like, I'm self-taught. So I did take one other training class, but other than that, it was like, I didn't really learn much from that. Like, I really just took it to see if I could learn any tips and tricks. And I learned like one tip. So it's like, I don't know, some people, they, I guess, take the right training class and they're just like, boom, no problems. Or even there's some people who don't really care about your natural lashes and they're just putting them onto the lid and all that, just to make sure that they're on there. The overall looks really pretty. It looks good, but your actual lashes are all stuck together. Like, it's just a lot that goes into it. So as I got into esthetician school, that's whenever I was like, with this, I'm not just going to do lashes. I don't really care to do facials, but I do plan to do body sculpting. I do want to get into laser hair removal. I do want to get into injectables. Like, I want to do tooth gems, like pretty much anything that's not facials, because I don't really care for those. I plan on adding on to my business. So that's why it did start off as a lash business, but it's transforming into an esthetician business.
So cool. And I actually like how you said you want to get into all this stuff. So that leads me to want to ask. So I assume that you get into this because you know how much it can bring.
Yeah.
Do you have?
I think one body sculpting session can be, well, let me not say one session. Well, actually, it depends where you go. If you go to like a super expensive med spa, one session could be like $400. But
if you would get that 400,
huh?
And you would get that 400.
Well, at a med spa, I don't know how the money is broken down, but if
because they're a brand, you have to. Yeah. Okay.
If it was a situation where it's like a salon suite kind of thing, and I'm paying for a room, yeah, I can charge whatever I want to charge. And it's like, people are getting it, especially people who get work done on their body. Like, that helps enhance the results. So it's like there's a demand for it. And there's even facials that are $500. It just depends, like, especially in California and like bigger cities and stuff like that.
You can win with that out here.
Yeah, even
Like,
gonna say Dallas, there's this famous esthetician. I think her name is Dallas Esthetician. But I know she's making really good money.
yeah.
So it's just like there's definitely money in it. Lashes, even just hours, you can make $100 off of one set.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And then how long does it take to do like a set of like eyelashes?
so everyone's different, and your time is based on the products you're using and just your skill overall. So I take 2 hours for a classic set, which is like the basic one. And then after that, it's hybrid. That's like, that could be 2 hours too, depending on the lashes. And then after that, it's volume. I take 3 hours. The 2 hours and the 3 hours, those are standard time anyway. So if you're just like extremely fast, or you just, whatever the circumstances, it can be less time, but those are the standard time. And so that's what I quote the standard time to the clients, just because you do have to do like the beginning process where they're laying down, you're cleaning their lashes, you're taping everything down, you're getting the supplies. So I just account for that into that time.
Right.
So that they're just not like, some people go try to do extra stuff on their lunch break, knowing they don't really have time for it, but they're going to squeeze it in.
Mm-hmm.
So just to that.
And so correct me if I'm wrong. You're poking these into like the skin?
Not poking them. No, I literally said what you're doing. No.
Okay, my bad.
You're using straight tweezers. That's like literally like to a point to isolate their eyelash. So you're literally like digging through their lashes. You're not touching their lid. You're digging through their lashes. You use that straight tweezer to open up and move all the other lashes away. And so you have that one single hair in between the tweezers. That's the
to make a gap.
Yeah. So then you get the extension with your other tweezer, dip it in the glue, place it on the lash as close to the base as possible. And then, keep going to every single lash.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I know I probably sound extremely dumb with that, because I was thinking, I was like, man, the precision level that you got to have, man,
Yeah, it's tedious.
But still, yeah.
A lot of precision, because you have to have really good adequate light too, because depending on what angle you're looking at it at, the lash might look like, so it should be like this, like the base of the lash should be on the base of the lash. I mean, the base of the extension should be on the base of the lash, just completely touching. Right. But sometimes, depending on what angle you're looking at, it might look like that, but really it's like this, or really it's just like this, and it's like not really on there. So that has to do with fallout and just like situations like that. So it takes a lot of technique, a lot of detail to eye. If I have too much caffeine, my hand is shaking while I'm trying to do it. I have to.
That, right.
So yeah, it's something that's like, it's tedious, but the results is satisfying. You're like, damn, I did that. That looks beautiful. But during it, you're just like, oh, I can't wait to be done with this.
Yeah.
Lashes. But yeah.
So I seen, I don't know, you posted it, maybe somebody else did, where this girl was doing this other girl's eyelashes.
You're talking about this super dramatic wings that people be putting on their eyes, where it was
no. This is like a circumstance that happened where, okay, so somebody needed, I guess somebody got a message on their phone, and it was like, what does it say? Does that happen? And if that's happened,
it said, I want these. It was a picture of some girl with lashes, and the girl had sent the picture to the lash tech, and she was like, I need these lashes. I need them to be $40. I need it done today. Can you do them? It was something like that. And it's like, first of all, how are you going to tell me what you're going to pay me for my time and my service?
Yeah.
Second, you don't just like say, oh, I need it today, squeeze me in, which Actually, some techs are starting to have squeeze-in charges. If you need a squeeze-in for that day or something, they're
Like
charging
$200.
$.
How much? 600?
No,
What'd you
extra,
say?
like an extra $30 or $50.
Oh, I was about to say, God damn. Yeah, you can come get these lashes done for $600.
For lashes, I'd be like, you're a dumbass.
Yeah. Dude, come get these lashes done for $600. That's some shit I do. You come on, get these lashes. They gonna be all over your eyelids.
A blunt waiting, some food. That'd be crazy.
Right. Hell yeah. So have you had any like oddball experiences doing people's lashes? Like anything that like sticks out?
I can think of one thing, but let me see if I even want to. Let me see if there's another one that's better.
I would assume because like they don't have access to like you're working like with their eyes, right? So like, cause what was it? I seen somebody they needed like their phone read off, and I would imagine like I wouldn't tell somebody to read off a message that came to my phone because I don't know what's gonna happen.
You get your lashes done. It's like when you go to the beauty shop and you tell the beautician all your problems and your whole life story. Oh, that's what they do. As soon as your eyes close and you start getting them lashes on, you start telling everything.
Yeah.
Like, we're best friends now. Here's the password to my phone. It's 35678. What does this message say? Did this person text me? Like, yes. People like you become an assistant during that time.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of cool. Like it's like being a barber. Like I would have conversations with my barber. I would tell him some things. I would hear some niggas in there giving a full life story. Yeah, nigga, that's when I got out of prison the second time. Blah blah blah. And he'd be like, all right, like, yeah.
But oh, well, okay, there's two things. So one, there was this lash client. She came from Clarksville and we were doing a fill. And so her wife, they were like texting and stuff because for some reason she was still trying to like peak while I was doing her lashes. So they were texting and she was letting her know that she was getting her lashes done, like I had just started or whatever. And so then she FaceTimes her eventually. And so she's, of course, okay, so the lady's laying down and I'm behind her, leaning over her face, doing her lashes. And so when she FaceTimes, she's holding the phone like this, where it's like showing her face. Well, people think it'd be showing their face. Really, it's showing me from behind you. So I'm with whoever it is that you just called. And so usually I just go, you're showing me, you're not showing you type thing. And then but she was like, the angle she was showing her, but it still had my hands in it. And my nails looked crazy. I had literally just broke a nail like halfway, my real nail, like halfway off of the nail bed. And then like the rest of my nails, like the polish was starting to chip. So my nails just looked crazy. Like it's a full bed of nothing and then just ugly nails. And she said something about them. And it was just like, I don't know what she said. But I think she ended up texting her and was like, tell Kate she needs to get her nails done or she needs to fix them critters. She said something. And I was just like, tell her I just broke my nail yesterday at the bar. Like that shit was wild.
That's
and
funny.
Then the time where I traveled to do someone's lashes and it was at night. Like really, that's another thing. As I've been doing lashes, I have to keep mindful of my time. I can't just accommodate everybody like before because people would really be trying to get their lashes done at like 8:00 at night. So it was a circumstance like that. She didn't get off because she worked at a factory. She didn't get off till like later. So I was like, it's fine. I'll still come, blah, blah. I charged for gas. But still, like I had no business out of town that late doing lashes. Like it could have waited to another time. So I always tell my clients if I'm traveling to their house, make sure your house is cool because any lash extension glue that you buy, it tells you on the back of it what temperature it works best in. If it's too cold, the glue's gonna keep drying up too fast and it's not gonna adhere to your lash. If it's too hot, the glue is gonna turn like thick.
Gooey, huh?
Yeah, it's gonna be gooey and like sticky. So it's either not gonna, again, adhere to your lash, or it's gonna be falling over or getting stuck with other lashes, when really glue's just supposed to be a good consistency. It's supposed to be loose. You put it on, wait 1 to 3 seconds, depending on what kind of speed of glue you buy. It's dry, you can move on without it getting stuck. So I told her to make sure it's cool in there. So she's like, okay, blah, blah. So I get there, go inside, start setting up. It's hot as fuck. If I'm hot, hot glue.
Right.
Hot as hell. It's not gonna stay on. So of course, I'm like, do you mind turning the, the AC up or the fan on or something for the glue? Because if it's too humid, it's not gonna work properly. When I say my hands, I did her and her mom's lashes that night. I don't think I went home until like 1 or 12, something like that. It was late.
Dang.
So it was hot as hell. I was literally sweating doing them because I don't know if they're AC, like I don't know what was going on, but it wasn't getting cool. So I'm just working through it because I done came all the way down here. You've been waiting to get your lashes done. I don't want to just tell you, which I should have, I can't do it in this atmosphere. I should have just said that. That would have saved me the headache of a couple days later, her sending me a picture and half of them being off, and then having to go back up there and fix them. And her mom's completely came off too.
For real?
And I didn't charge. So it's like, now I had to come up here twice. It was because you didn't do what I told you to do from the beginning. So I'm wasting gas, wasting money, wasting time. And it was just like a bad experience. And I'm pretty sure she had told another tech in that city that the last person, like how bad the lashes were for the last person she went to. And the last person was me. Because of it falling off, because it being hot as hell. Literally
So
hot as hell.
How did that news travel back to you? Like y'all be like plugged in with each other?
That lash tech, I also know, and she took a screenshot and posted it on Instagram.
And said that you did it?
No, she didn't say that I did it. I saw who the person was that was saying it. Pretty sure I was the last person. I mean, I don't know for 100% sure fact, but it wasn't it was like a couple weeks after I had did them. But again, so it's just like situations like that where you try to be too accommodating and you end up fucking yourself pretty much.
Bite you an ass. Yeah. Like that sucks, man. That is something. So I remember when I first took my crack at trying to get into business, I got my business license whenever me and Shanice was living in Hawaii. And I went and I was doing residential, which I hate doing residential type shit. I fucking hate going in people's houses, man. Like, I don't know what it is. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. It's like, you could try something in here and you know where everything is. I don't know where anything is. You know what I mean? And so we're there. I can't even remember what I did with the computer. It was so long ago. This is probably like 6-7 years ago. Did something with the computer. I leave. I show them that everything's functioning. Probably like a few weeks later, they call me saying that something's like fucked up on the computer. And me being so new, I'm like, oh, I'll come and I'll try to check and see what's going on, and you don't have to worry about it, blah, 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 blah. And I end up at their house for like 5 fucking hours. Like to the point to where I'm like, because I'm trying to do everything under the sun to try to save this computer when I'm knowing this computer is shit, man. This computer was shit when I first started working on it.
You did it for free?
Yep, did it for free. Which now I never do. I even tell people when they first get into business, don't do shit for free. Because people got like this, people have like this super humble mind, like, I'm gonna come in for free and just try to come in low and just take the business I can. And the people who want to pay at that rate are gonna kick your fucking ass because they don't have any money, but think that they're supposed to get this A1 ass treatment. Like you get a good service for cheap, And you still got the nerve to be picky. When you over here, you're in the scrape by fucking price point. And you got the nerve to
were to go to anybody else, you'd be paying this price.
Right.
So don't complain about paying this price. And that's why also I feel like that's the moment that self-employed people realize when they need to up their prices. When that starts happening, it's like, you could be paying this, but I'm giving you a deal. And you're like, what? Okay, I'm about to go put my prices up. This person, other person I know is 100. Okay, I'm about to be 100 also. Maybe 105.
Yeah. I feel like you're at the wrong price when everybody says yes to you.
Yeah.
When everybody's like, oh yeah, you're at the wrong price. And then also, like, I try to tell people whenever they get into business, there's no benefit in coming in low. The only thing is, it's like a disadvantage. When you come in low, then it's hard as fuck to get where you want to get to. It ain't like you can just like, now that I got y'all niggas paying me at $20, because I came in this bitch low as fuck. Mm-hmm. My prices starting next month are $100.
You can't switch up.
You can't. Like, you can gradually rise, and depending on how low you decided to like come in at is gonna be like how long it's gonna take. Think about how long it's gonna take you to rise at something if you try to come in beneath what everybody else is trying to come in at. And so I always tell people, if you feel like you're premium, come in premium. Well, I don't know what I'm doing. I bet you'll figure out what you're doing. If somebody pays you the right amount of money, you will figure out what the fuck you're doing. Quick. I've been in that situation too many times. I put myself in them situations on purpose. Like,
when I first started brow tinting, when I first started doing volume lashes, somebody asked me if I knew how to do them or if I offered them, and I said, yeah. Didn't know what I was doing. But I put it off. I made it looked good. And then I taught myself quickly. I realized, okay, these type of lashes don't work for me. I got to buy it from this brand. These are easier. These work for me. Like, you figured out to get that money. Same thing with brow tinting. I was like, I know, I watched enough videos. I know the basic concept of it. I'm going to do it. Somebody booked it. I did it. They loved it. They didn't even know it was my first time.
Right. Nah, put yourself in the game. Like, I got too many stories. Like, so I remember one time in particular, I'm going to this Target. I'm working on the camera system there.
I would do that with, I do want to say I would do that with services like that, like temporary ones, not no body sculpting or injections. Just a disclaimer. Go ahead.
Right. Good disclaimer. So I'm on top of, all right, so I'm going to this Target. I have to work on their camera system. They're called CCTVs. It's basically the cameras that capture the patrons. What do you call them? The shoppers. The ones that capture the people coming in and out of the store, the people in the parking lot, the people around surrounding the Target. So they're telling me on the phone, they're like, yeah, you know, how much is it gonna be for you to go out? And I don't even remember what I was charging on this time. I think I was charging like $40 an hour or some shit like that. Like, so I'm like, yeah, you know, it's gonna be 40, whatever the fuck I thought I was doing at the time was good. And so I go out there. Oh no, before I go out there, they was like, all right, we're gonna have a lift on site for you. I was like, okay, cool. They was like, do you know how to use a lift? Yeah, I know how to use a lift. I'm like, yeah, cool. So I go out and I have in my mind what I think the lift is. And I'm thinking it's the one that goes like straight up. Like,
yeah.
And what they have at the store, I go find the manager. He was like, yeah, we got the lift out back. And I'm like, kind of odd. Because I was asking him, I was like, well, do you think we're going to get to the top of the building? He was like, yeah. He was like, it's one of the bigger ones. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. At this point, I realized, like, this thing is like, yeah, like you got a clutch. So you got to, how you operate a lift? You have to press down the stick, clutch, and then move it in the direction that you want to move in. And it controls like the boom. But so listen.
Yeah. Was it somebody like in the little control room and then you were in that little box like an electrician type thing, or how was it?
No, you know? So listen, I'll tell you. Right, so me and the manager were walking out to the back. He's like, yeah, we got one of the bigger ones. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So at this point in time, I realized he knows more about this than I do because I only knew of one type and I thought that was the type. And it's called a scissor lift. It's literally, it lifts up. Like, so we're walking out and I see this big ass thing. It's got a base. It's got 4 tires on it, 4 big boy tires on it. It's got like this long ass neck, and it's got a basket on the front to where, yeah, except for there ain't no other person who controls this. You control this. So when I'm walking out to this, I couldn't. So I don't know if that's what you said at first or not. So I'm walking out to this, and I'm like, all right, man, I see it. You know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and go back inside. Now he's like, yeah. He's like, well, I just want to come out here with you and make sure there's enough battery on it.
Fuck nothing up.
But he said to make sure there's enough battery on it. And I'm like, I'm sure there's enough battery, man. They wouldn't have sent it, you know what I mean, without like it being charged up. Because I'm like, I'm walking out and I'm like, I don't even know how to turn this shit on. And he's coming out there with me. So we get out there to it. And it's like the clouds open up. Somebody calls this man on his walkie-talkie and he has to leave. And he was like, well, I'm sure you know what you're doing. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I got it, man. I was like, you can go ahead. I was like, I got to call them and let them know that I've verified where this equipment is. And I didn't. I always take headphones with me because I had to YouTube how to start this shit. Like, and what's even crazier is I had to use this thing to help me get onto the top of Target. So I had to, in that moment, learn how to drive this thing, trust what I'm doing enough to bring me to the top of this building so I can open the door on this and step off. And when I got off, I was like, what if it goes back down? And I'm up here because I don't know shit about this thing. But I feel like that's the people like me and you. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and just do this shit. I'm gonna figure this out. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, like take the risk, figure it out. I remember I was telling my homeboy about that. He was like, I would never do that. And I was like, man, like to me, like it's like it ain't super out of place for me to do that. Like I was just like, I'm sure I can figure this out. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. Especially like get where you want to get to. Yeah. You said what?
So that's wild.
That is pretty wild. I don't recommend
doing it yourself to get on top of a building. What the hell? You don't got nobody there just in case something goes wrong.
Nobody. Didn't even know. I left it on because I thought like if I turned this off, I was like, it's gonna go back down. You know what I mean? Like in my mind, I'm like, if I turn this thing off, the next gonna go like back down, and I'm not gonna have no way off the top of the building. So I left it on the whole time. And the battery was like so drained when I got back on it. I was probably driving at like 0.5 miles per hour trying to get this thing back. Cause I was up on the roof for like 3 hours fixing these cameras.
3 hours and you left it on for 3 hours.
I would go back and forth and check on it, like to check the battery. I'll go, all right, so got a little bit. And I'll go back.
Why didn't they give you like a walkie-talkie in Target so when you was done, they could just come over there?
I don't know. You know, it's weird. Like whenever I'll go to like these locations, like I kind of like fall in with the staff there, but I'm really not like, I talk to them long enough to find out where the general manager is, and I'll talk to the general manager. And then after that, like, I don't really talk to the people there because I don't really need anything from them. So I guess they don't even think to give me anything when I show up, like unless I ask for it. When I go to these hotels, sometimes I'll go and I'll get like a key to like some of the rooms. It's crazy. Sometimes I'll just do shit to see if I can do it. It's so crazy. Like I'll walk in there and I'll be like, yeah, I'm here to work on the network, but it's for the better of the company that I'm working with. It's helped me out because I'll tell them, I'll be like, yeah, I even got access to some of the rooms so that way I can check the network in there. But it's really so I can go in there like, man, I need to sit down. Yeah, sit down, take a break. I'll be telling Shanice, I'll be telling everybody, I feel like overdoing this. The things I complain about aren't the things that other people complain about because it makes me sound lazy. Because I'll generally work like 4 or 5 hours a day, but I'll like be on my feet a lot. And I'll be like, I'll be tired. So like when I be in these hotels, yeah, I want to take a seat. You know what I mean? But I know there's some people that work on their feet for 12 hours. You know, we all took our paths. We're going down the roads. We're going down.
Life.
Yeah, you know, everybody got their own life, you know.
We be tired, hurting. And people think just because you work in a club, it's not real work. What?
Nah, that's work, man. Like
Like
that's like,
with drunk people, you're having to run back and
yeah,
forth
I was about to say I couldn't do it.
on these concrete floors because 9 times out of 10, the floor behind a bar is concrete or wood. So it's like, and then you have on either combat boots if you're in a club, or heeled boots or regular little boots, something that's not comfortable. You usually can't wear sneakers. And then if you're in like a fine dining, you have on those little like dress shoes. It's like I'm literally on go all day, on my feet all day.
Yeah.
That's how like there's older bartenders, like 40 plus.
They be in there. They're veterans.
That's they got calluses. They don't even feel it no more.
Yeah. The whole bottom of their foot is a callus. Like, hell nah. I mean, I salute it. You know what I mean? I know for damn sure I couldn't be nobody's waiter. You just fuck around and I'm like, so you didn't have a steak? Okay, all right, take that back. I'm sure there's a system to not fuck it up, but that's like a big fear of mine. I've always thought that I was like, if I was to be a waiter, I was like, I would fuck people's food up. Come out like
that happens, people blame it on the kitchen.
Yeah. Even though it's their fault, they blame it on the kitchen.
I told them not to put mushrooms. I'm so sorry about that. I'm gonna get that fixed for you as soon as I can. Give me one moment. Yeah, I got that worked out for you. It'll be up and just give them, and then you give like, some short time period.
Even though it's gonna be longer.
They're rushing it. Yeah, especially if it's a steak. Like when I was working at the steakhouse, they're gonna be waiting for at least like unless somebody else ordered that steak and they didn't get their steak yet, like another customer so you could pass it off, unless that's the situation. If they're having to cook it like brand new, you're waiting at least 15 minutes. And that's a long minutes to wait, especially when you're with somebody or with a group, they're eating and have their food, and then the server, aka me, would just be walking by, like, just checked on it, just give them a couple more moments. But I would say that I didn't fuck up that much, honestly. I think when I first started working at the GOAT, I did. But any other place, I didn't really.
Just checked on it. Give it a few more minutes, and they're working really hard on
it.
Yeah. That's too funny. I feel like that's what used to happen to me. I would go like drunk and go to like IHOP. Never at Waffle House, but get drunk and go to IHOP. Regardless, my breakfast is fucked up. Like, and this is IHOP in multiple states. At this point, it's a brand issue.
Do you think because you're drunk, it's fucked up because of you? Because you thought you said something and you didn't?
It probably is because of me. They can't keep fucking up the same issue over different like state lines. Like,
thinking you're not.
Yeah, it's definitely me. But I can't prove that. And all I know is it happens at IHOP. So this is an IHOP issue.
So it happens at IHOP and you go to IHOP. So that's two common factors. Every IHOP you
What's
go
the common factor? The common factor is IHOP.
No. And your food's fucked up at everyone you go to. So the common factor is you being drunk. So the common factor, the result.
This is a culture thing at this point.
Onions.
This is a culture thing at this point. This is the culture of IHOP. The nature of IHOP's third shift is
I don't even eat out.
It's definitely me. I mean, I haven't went to IHOP in a while. I also haven't been drunk in a while. Whoop, whoop. But I haven't went to IHOP in a while to get this because it's really some shit you can make at home. It's a steak omelet. That's what I be getting. Make that shit at home. As I've got older, when I was younger, I used to blow money everywhere. I remember I used to go to Red Lobster during lunch and pick out the lobster for lunch.
I'm dead.
It's pretty good, man. They can make. That's like the one thing they make good there is lobster. Like, I guess that's why they decided to name it after it. Like, we're really good at this, y'all. We should tell people about it. Like, yeah. But yeah. All right. So, hey, I think we've been doing this for a little bit.
How long have we been on?
I have no clue, but it's like I feel like we do this when we talk though. Like we'll just talk about shit, and we have like like-minded topics that we talk about.
Are we supposed to talk to, when you have a podcast, are you supposed to like talk to the audience too?
I don't. Well, I do when I'm doing it by myself, obviously, but I'm talking to you. This is more so like
Conversational.
people, yeah, like
I feel like it's
um,
giving very fly on the wall conversation type vibes.
right. This is exactly what it is. Fly on the wall type, let you in on this, like, yeah, that's what I like about it. It's like what you can get from some people who's actually doing what you're interested in doing. You know what I mean? Like, you have businesses, I have businesses. You talk about the different experiences that you have within your business, what drives your business. I guess one of the things we can talk about before we jump off of here is like your future intentions of your business. Like, where do you see like Tipsy going? Where do you see your esthetician business going, and what other plans do you have? You know what I mean?
So the esthetician business, I see myself, well, actually, I guess I'll start with Tipsy because it plays off of each other. With Tipsy, I see my business expanding to multiple states. Definitely for the delivery service, I feel like I would want to be more selective with the event service though. Like, I don't know if I would want it to have, let's say, for example, 14 states, we have the app. I don't know if I would want to have 14 different teams representing our business.
Go ahead.
I feel like that gives it more room for the reputation to be misconstrued or messed up based off of one team. But once we do get the app and everything going, long run, like I said, I do want to be more hands off and have actual management and everything eventually, to where we have the app, we have someone who services the app, updates it, a technician pretty much for the app. We have our drivers, they're getting paid enough and making enough money to where they can, if they want, that'd be either, just their only job, just like Uber. Some people's only job is Uber, or just like if they were a bartender or a server. I know bartenders make a livable wage, so I'd want them to at least be making, something like that. And producing the hookah products, because that is our business. So we do want to sell and manufacture our own supplies eventually. I feel like that'd be a good addition. So as far as hookah, tobacco, all that, and I know that I would want to eventually produce a tequila. I'm not sure about Molly, what kind of liquor she would want to do. But I think it would be dope if we were able to offer our own liquor in stores that we're partnered with and on our app. And then, so pretty much once I'm more hands off with that, well, no, I don't even want to say hands off, because of course you're always going to be involved in your business, but
when you're not operating it.
Yeah, once it's able to run smoothly with not as much attention, then I want to focus on the esthetician side more, because the overall goal for any business I do is to be hands-on at first, me providing the service, grow it to where I have other people working for me. I still own that business. I still make money off of it, but I'm also giving other people the chance to make money through it too.
Right.
As far as jobs. So I would want to, I'm not sure if I want to go into the med spa, or if I would want to just do my independent suite, but eventually I'm going to get one of those, and then I'm going to start offering more services. The goal is to keep building clientele, and then eventually have my own shop, have my own lash techs and whatever esthetician tech they specify, or whatever esthetician service they, what's the word? Specialize in. I want to have like different ones, like laser, like I said, injectables, body augmentations, non-invasive body augmentations, of course, lashes, like everything. Anything.
Like beauty space.
Yeah. Anything beauty. I would want to have one of those.
So,
and those are big too.
So two things. So back to, all right, we're gonna go back to Tipsy. You branching out across states, not knowing if you would want necessarily your brand in there because people aren't gonna have the same care and nurture that you have for it.
Mm-hmm.
Understandable. You don't want to tarnish the brand. One of the things that you could kind of think about doing is kind of like you can kind of just, yeah, I know people talk about it all the time, but like in your case, I feel like it would be valid, like kind of like make like a breakdown, kind of like course of like what it is that you do. And then you could probably, instead of you getting tipsy to people, you can sell that. You know what I mean? Like, boom, you can develop your own version of Tipsy. You can't call it Tipsy, but you develop your own version of Tipsy with this. They're not in your market. It seems to me, I feel like you would end up being like Southeast. Well, I don't know, maybe people could, but by the time if you branched into the Southeast, you would be like a dominant name. It would be hard to take you out.
Create another Tipsy, is that what you said?
Kind of like, instead of like, almost like, because I've thought about kind of doing this with something. I haven't really thought about necessarily what I'll throw it into, but I've thought about this. I'm going to develop this. I'm not going to spill out a whole bunch of problems. I'm not going to throw out a whole bunch, right? If you want, we can talk on a different call about it. So I'm going to develop this. You can also have something like what I have, but you'll do X amount of time underneath me or not competing with me because you can't.
I was talking about like business classes. Is that what you're meaning?
Business classes?
Like
you can like kind of like, hey, this is how we do things. If you're interested in doing it like how we do this, this is how,
Got you. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, and I plan on doing that with my esthetician services because you also can't certify somebody else in something until you're licensed too.
Yeah.
So I plan on, I don't think it would be intense stuff like laser or injectables or nothing, because I'm pretty sure you have to have more education behind that to be able to teach someone. Like you might have to have an instructor's license, I'm not sure. But as far as like lashes and tooth gems and brow stuff, you can certify people in that. So I do plan on adding that as a service too, like doing certification classes. For Tipsy, maybe.
But then again, maybe not, because then like if you just try to move out to other states and then people are doing it in other states, that's an easy way. They know the people in like the space.
Like with the esthetician side, I can teach them, the skill because everyone does it regardless.
Yeah, I'm talking about in terms of Tipsy, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying with the Tipsy, I wouldn't tell them exactly how we did our specific business. I would more so give them tips on how to, I guess, get their businesses going, like how to find investors, how to write a business plan, how to form this idea, make it go from an idea to an actual business. It would be more so that.
Yeah, that would be smart.
Our marketing people who also have mobile businesses, we could give them, pretty much not a step-by-step, but like a guideline.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That'd be something cool to do. But yeah. So I don't know. We have been on it for a little bit. If it's a long one, I think I'm gonna break it into 2 parts. I was thinking about that. Like, cause I was like, I feel like we were
that's needed in there. So
I'm
sure there's some editing that's needed in there.
Yeah, there'll probably be some editing that's needed in there. But I think that overall, I think it went kind of good. Like, you just talking about the stuff that you were doing, going back and forth, having a conversation about it. It came out the way that I wanted it to come out. It felt natural,
Hopefully I don't sound too monotone.
You say you feel like you sound monotone?
Yeah, I don't sound too monotone.
Oh. Nah, I don't think so. And then, like, I don't know. Like, hopefully people will hear, like, what you're talking about. And then, like, like, I don't know. I don't think I have, like, this, like, speaking voice. But people listen to me. Like,
I'm gonna need the edited version. See what it sounds like.
Yeah, I think it'll come out good. But yeah, so well, cool. I hear my kids running around. It's 7 o'clock. I think we started this at like 4-ish.
At 4.
Like not at 4 on the dot, but
Damn. I have, because I was texting Rico at 5.
is that when we started?
I think so. Yeah, we started at 5 o'clock.
At 5 o'clock? All right, cool. That's not too bad. Yeah, that ain't too bad.
When are you gonna, I need to take this voice trainer off. When are you gonna edit it or listen to it and finalize everything?
So I'm gonna play it back. I'm gonna listen to it tonight, and I'm gonna throw it in some software to try to cut out certain parts if it needs to be cut out. I know in the beginning, somebody like right after we started, somebody like started blowing their line, maybe, or maybe they were mowing their line. I don't know if you can hear it. If you can hear it, maybe nobody else can hear it. But that's one of the things you get from doing it during the day. Like,
and do you think it's gonna be an echo?
with this, no, this shouldn't be. So this is normally how I do mine. And so it wouldn't be no echo. The only thing that I think that might end up happening, some parts might be blanked out from like when we were both speaking.
Yeah.
But the overall topic can be heard. I think it'll be pretty good. I think it would be good. I mean, this is what this is like. Huh?
I said send it to me before you post it. I need to sneak.
All right, I'll send it to you. Oh, so before we hop off, if you want to go ahead, tell people how they can get in touch with you. Go ahead, let them know like how they can get in touch with you and what to get in touch with you about. Like,
yeah. So if you have any events, celebrations, birthdays, ladies' nights, just chilling, whatever it is, date night, and you're based in Nashville, Tipsy ToGo, you can reach us through Instagram and Facebook, mainly Instagram. We are trying to get our Facebook presence up. We haven't really been posting on there, but our Instagram is Tipsy ToGo Bar, TIPSY TOGO BAR. And then the esthetician business, that is, I actually just changed that. Let me see. Because like I said, I'm rebranding. It's Luxury Wellness Aesthetics. So luxury wellness and then aesthetics with an A, AESTHETICS. And you can reach me through that Instagram. And then you can also, Tipsy ToGo, we have a website too. Exactly same as our Instagram, tipsytogobar.com.
Smart, had the same branding across. Send me those, text those to me, and I'll put those in the show notes for it, so that way if people want to get in touch with you on there, they'll know how to reach you. And then other than that, I think that's a wrap. I think we're good.
About to take a nap. Bye.
Enjoy your nap.
Bye.